So beyond the technical features and the optimization of real-time Ubuntu on Intel, one aspect that I think we should really stress and focus on is the long-term support and maintenance on both the hardware and the software layer that will come with real-time Ubuntu on Intel Silicon. So when you ship your embedded devices in production, they have to last throughout their entire lifetime. But with the long-term support for up to 10 years from both Canonical and Intel, from the tight collaboration, you're able to leverage your embedded Linux devices without having to worry about the over-the-air updates, CV fixes, patches, etc. to the operating system, as well as to the support for the hardware layer. So you can only focus on your value-added application, you can focus on your intellectual property without worrying about what's underneath that value, without worrying about the rest of the stack that together brings your device into production. And from an Intel hardware perspective, what's the added value? What does Intel bring to the table in terms of support and maintenance?
So I think actually you're touching on a really important point here on support, because if we think about an industrial use case, we usually see longer lifetimes of the machines. And with that perspective, I think the partnership here and the offering from Ubuntu Pro for a long time support is something that really makes sense. As really said before, right? I mean, there's the hardware aspect, but there's also the software aspect. And only together, if we have aligned the support lifecycle here, we can actually bring a value to the joint customers and can actually address their needs of building the application once and doing upgrades and lifetime decisions on their own pace on the software, rather than being pushed by every half year a new Linux kernel or an update or these kind of things. So really from an Intel perspective, it's critical for us to have a reliable software stack that's basically addressing the customer needs and that is in sync, ideally, with the support lifecycle of the Intel products and the hardware, right? And I think there's also an aspect you didn't touch on, which is the question of, I have probably thousands of machines out there that are in fact PCs, and how do I manage and update them, right? And I think that's also a critical piece of an industrial customer, of an industrial end user, to have a solution for that aspect and really be able to manage the thousands of devices on the production floor or out in the field in a meaningful way. And as Intel really doesn't do this part of the software side right now, it really makes sense for us to work very closely with Canonical.